I want to invite you to ask yourself to go on a journey of self-discovery in one specific category, and that is the question of where is the source of my anxiety? Where is my anxiety coming from? And this is something that I think for the most part, majority of the population seem to have it all in common. We all agree that we have some sort of underlying fear, underlying anxiety, and it appears at certain parts in our lives and it goes away, hides away, and it comes back again. You can bring it up to any therapist and they acknowledge its existence. And there's all sorts of, analogies on where it's coming from. Our ancestors, the struggles of our primal ancestors, and such. But if you zoom in into your daily life, you'll see that there are certain moments in life where that anxiety is triggered. That anxiety is being amplified. And there's other situations where that anxiety seem to be completely gone, and yet it comes back again. It's not about getting rid of the anxiety entirely. I'm not sure if that is possible, and I'm not sure if that's really necessary or to our benefit. What I'm trying to get at is to recognize what kind of relationships, what kind of scenarios, what kind of situations we are put in when that anxiety is being triggered, and how to essentially build our lives around, avoiding certain situations, certain relationships, in order for us to have a more peaceful overall sense of longevity, right? And this is a very specific topic, so I'm gonna have to give specific examples. There's moments in my life where that anxiety is being triggered because I know I need to do something and I haven't done it. So there's a sense of procrastination underneath it all, and that procrastination is triggering the anxiety because I'm avoiding something that is important to me. I'm avoiding, practicing Spanish. I'm avoiding studying mathematics. I'm avoiding practicing the piano or calling the potential clients and booking an appointment with them because I'm afraid of some unknown result, some potential failure, or I'm just acting super lazy and I'm not willing to put the work in. But the anxiety is being triggered because somewhere in my subconscious I recognize that, if I don't play the piano one more day, if I don't study Spanish one more day, that's another day that's lost out of my life. And I'm in my 30s. I'm getting closer to 40, right? So the value of each day is prevalent to me. It's very clear that I want to take advantage of each day. And that anxiety kicks in when I let loose, when I take too long of a break. Of course, breaks are necessary, but I'm talking about when you extend, your curfew when it comes to the break. So that's one side of the anxiety. Another source of anxiety is you see a beautiful woman and you want to approach her, and the anxiety kicks in. And let's say you conquer that anxiety and you already make the approach and talk to her and you have a decent conversation. Then what? Seeing a beautiful person, having someone that you're attracted to in your life, having someone that you inspire, someone you want to be around, that in itself, in a journey of a man who's working on himself, can actually start to induce more anxiety. And by that, it's not to blame women, by the way, but by that what I mean is that, when you have someone who is beautiful, when you have someone who is very successful, someone who makes decent amount of money and takes care of her body, and clearly if she does all of those things and she has all of those attributes, she's also being desired by a lot of other people, a lot of other men. And she's busy, she doesn't have a whole lot of time for you, right? And you're someone who's developing his own life, you're someone who's pushing towards your own goals, and you've been working at being able to essentially acquire a woman like that in your life, and now you have her. However, having her is now triggering a different layer of anxiety into your life, because in order for you to maintain that girl, maintain that relationship, you feel a sense of duty. you feel a sense of responsibility. And that responsibility comes with a level of cost, financially, energetically. And there's more that you need to offer in order for you to be able to carry this thing forward. And I'm not talking about pleasing a girl. I'm not talking about buying her time to be with you or constantly giving her gifts. This is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that the journey of a man is to find the right lover, find the right woman. And once you find that girl, chances are she's excited to be with you. She's excited to go on an adventure with you and to explore this journey of life with you. And that could mean many things. Just to explore life and actually be able to enjoy it, that takes a level of commitment, a level of financial commitment, energetic commitment. It takes time. For you to be able to devote your time, you may have to say no to a certain level of work, right? This is all, can be creating some sort of anxiety underneath it. Not to mention there's also children. There is also the potential of this beautiful love and it creating future human beings into this world. And that can easily create anxiety and anxious feelings for both mom and dad, right? So as men, you're going to experience all sorts of anxious moments in your life. And I think it's important to take that into a self-inquiry and ask yourself, where is that anxiety coming from? Why am I feeling this way in this moment? Is it triggered by the moment? Is it triggered by my expectations of what this moment might mean for my future? Is it triggered by someone's presence in my life, someone that I don't really need to be spending time with, and they're struggling with their own stuff and they're bringing their baggage into my life, and that's creating friction? Or is it a sense of trigger because I'm in the right place at the right time, but now this moment opens a door to a new set of responsibilities, a new set of expectations, a new set of skills that I have yet to master, right? To be able to step out of that figure of a playboy who's approaching the girl and actually gets the girl and now brings her home and takes her on some dates and things are good, to step out of that shoe and then follow into this other masculine energy of maintaining a serious relationship and then maybe proceeding that through with starting a family. That's an evolution. That in itself is an evolution. That's a journey of a man. It's a journey of a complete man, and not many of us tend to talk about that, right? As men, we tend to take pride in being the playboy and getting all the girls and getting the numbers and making the approaches and being courageous around all of those things. But there's also courage in finding the girl that resonates something in your heart and being able to maintain a relationship with her. That's a very healthy thing to do, and it's something that is both beneficial for your life and the life of your lover who actually wants to be with you, right? Because when you think about it, she's also been through similar experiences. She's dated some shitty men in her life. She's been approached by dudes who just completely destroyed her beautiful moment that she was spending with her dog or with her friend having a drink or coffee or something. And she's spent enough of her time, she's given enough of her time to people that were not worthy of it. And she's probably been cheated on, she's probably been heartbroken. And yet she's here with you, she's investing her energy with you. Despite all of that, despite all of the heartbreaks, despite all the times that men tried to get in her pants and take her home when she was not in the mood for it, or she didn't necessarily want to do anything sexual with them, right? Despite all of that, she's here with you. She's choosing to be with you. Talk about anxiety, right? That gives you a sense of, it's both empowering as a man to recognize that a woman, despite all the ways that her life has been difficult and things and shitty things have happened in her life, she's choosing to be with you. There's a sense of responsibility in that. It's both empowering and it's both exhilarating and can induce a level of nervousness and anxiety in us. Now, And all the examples that are given, to backtrack a little bit, not every single one is bad, right? The example we just left on, to have a woman in your life who actually wants to be with you, but she inspires you to keep your skills sharp, to continue your journey of growth as a man. That's not a bad example at all. It's not something negative. It's not something you should get rid of in your life. But to recognize where that sense of anxiety is, to recognize where the cause of it is coming from. Because if you don't know where the cause is, it's just difficult. It's just shooting blind, man. It's difficult to understand what you need to do about it, right? And in other circumstances, maybe that anxiety is coming from a boss and a job that you shouldn't be, you should have outgrown already. You should be moving on from. That's another layer. That's something that you probably need to move away from. But again, to recognize where that anxiety is coming from. Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel, wake up in the morning and feel so shitty about yourself and not want to continue your life and feel so anxious about every hour that is coming throughout your day? Our journey as men is to recognize these moments and develop the skills enough to be self-aware, to be able to catch these moments. The reason why that's important, man, it's because women are already more hyper-aware. Women are already more self-aware. For the most part, they're more intelligent than we are when it comes to their social skills and their and social intelligence, and the ability to read the room, the ability to read other people's energy. So in order for you to essentially be able to, surround yourself by the kind of people you want to be with, surround yourself by the kind of woman you want to be around, you have to at least meet her at her energetic level. And that's your journey as a man, to be able to elevate yourself intellectually, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, in every category you can possibly think of. Because the kind of people you want to be with are either already elevated, because of their upbringing, because of their genetics, if we're talking about women, or they've already put the work in. And it doesn't matter how they got there. What matters is that the life you want is beyond this video game level that you're at. You're like level 2 and you want to be at level 9. Book a call with me. That's what I want to tell you. I'm here to take you on a journey with coaching. I'm here to offer my one-on-one services. And in the past 10 years, this has been the journey for me, to starting with children, working with children in order to make them recognize the ability they have in order to proceed through the mental blocks. And what I've come to realize in that journey is that it all comes from our childhood, and our childhood is very much connected to the lives of our parents. As I worked with kids, I eventually started working with their parents. And that's how my progression has been in terms of elevating my game as a coach, as a performance coach, and focusing on men. I focus on men because we need attention. Us men, if we do not develop the level of self-awareness that we just spoke of, we tend to fall in traps where we self-sabotage ourselves, we start to sabotage our relationships because we are so lost. We do not know where our negative feelings, where our deepest, darkest emotions are coming from. And that inability to acknowledge those things takes a toll on our wives, on our kids, on our girlfriends, on all of our co-workers and all the relationships we maintain. The reason men are lonelier than women is not just because women are able to maintain better social skills. That's always been the case, sure, but because we are unable to express what it is that we're feeling, and we're so afraid of feeling judged. We mock each other for feeling a certain way, for expressing our feelings, and we tend to just avoid things. We just brush things off. That's not serving us too well in this modern age. In a time where as men we are struggling to maintain jobs, in a time where as men, our wives and girlfriends are making more money than we do, in a time where the playing field is much more competitive and rigid, it is most important, perhaps the most important skill for us to develop, and it's more important than any other time in history, is to develop the mental flexibility and emotional flexibility and physical flexibility to move through life. Men are leaders by nature. That is how women see us. That's just the way it's been. And if you show up into a relationship, you are incapable of leadership. If you show up into your leadership position feeling anxious, feeling depressed, feeling irritated, and not even knowing why, and not having the skills to identify where the sources of these feelings are coming from, you, my friend, are going to struggle in your leadership position. It doesn't matter what kind of leadership position we're talking about. And that is a serious concern in today's world. Book a free call. I'm here to help. Coaching helps identify the patterns that you've always been stuck in. And those patterns are essentially a guide tone, a map, a GPS map through the past and through the journey of discovering the patterns that need to be untied and changed. Thank you.